Hello and welcome to tutorial number 2 of the Lord of the Rings Online Adventure Card Game Digital Edition. We'll hop right into single player. Tutorial campaign number 2, Advanced Concepts.
Having dispatched the spiders, Arwen and Legolas led Bilbo back to the Old Forest Road.
I thank you, my friends, for rescuing a lost old hobbit,
He said.
What's this talk of being lost?
Called a voice from up the trail.
Glowing!
Bilbo cried with joy, for it was he at last.
Hello, my old friend!
Glowing gestured to the stout companion at his side.
This is my son, Gimli, who has travelled with me from the Lonely Mountain.
The younger dwarf nodded to Bilbo, but eyed the elves warily.
Well met.
Came his gruff response. Arwen nodded in respect to both dwarves.
With Bilbo in the charge of these strong companions, we shall take our leave. We have business elsewhere, and a meeting of our own to keep.
Bilbo was sad to see the elves go, as he much liked their presence, but he was eager to relive old tales over food and drink with Glowing at Bjorn's warm hearth. The elves departed silently into the woods, while Bilbo and the dwarves made down the forest path.
All right. The adventure
Days
begins.
of Mirkwood bring back memories of my younger days. I'll be glad to join the feast at Bjorn's hall. I look forward to meeting Bjorn himself.
Your quest begins.
Snakes block our path. I thought this road was safe. No longer, I'm afraid.
Fend off the creatures of the night for 4 rounds. We can do that. Muckadder likes to attack the character with the lowest health. Luckily, you have ways to influence enemy attacks, including using defense and guard. Defense and guard are among the most important concepts in the game. Let's explore them further. Click Glowing to see his card. Defense grants a character the guard keyword until they take an action or are attacked. To activate this ability for Glowing, click the defense button. So, we'll now put him in defense. He's going to draw all the attacks. Melee attacks can only be directed at units that have guard active. When units have the guard keyword active, any melee attacks can only be directed at them. Also, when units with guard active are attacked in melee, they deal their attack value in reciprocal damage. After a unit with guard is attacked or exhausts, the guard effect ends.
We will face them together, old friend.
Your turn. Some units have conditional abilities. Gimli gains an attack bonus for the first time a character takes damage each round, so this ability activated when Glowing was damaged. Click Gimme to see his card view in detail, which we just saw. 2 attack, 12 health, and 1 willpower. Use Gimli to defeat the Rock Adder.
You will not harm my father and live, beast. Hammer and
Sauron's turn. And another Muckadder on the board. Now, finish the round. On your turn, you can use Bilbo to take an action or play a card from your hand. Alright, Bilbo's got an attack of 2. He can defeat the Rock Adder, so we'll just go ahead and knock that one out. Sauron's turn. Here comes a forest spider. Alright. So now we're out of abilities to attack here. I can drop one of these cards here. The Veteran Axe Hand. The Sildwyn Traveler. Or the Spear Wall. -2 to every enemy attack this round. Okay. So if I do that, then the spider just basically can't damage anybody. Creatures of the Night is a locked and timed objective. This means you cannot interact with it. Instead, it counts down by 1 automatically each round until it revolves. Fend off the Creatures of the Night for 3 rounds. Alright, back to the top of the round. Upkeep. And we have a Forest Protector in our hand. When units of the guard keyword enter play, they activate defense as a free action. Play Forest Protector to see how the guard keyword functions.
Well met, friend elf.
Since Forest Protector had guard active, Forest Spider couldn't attack any other target and also suffered reciprocal damage. Being attacked ended the Forest Protector's guard ability for this round. Continue playing through the round. Remember, each time you take an action, Sauron can take 1 response. Alright. So this fellow softened up. He's down to 3. That means Gimli can take him out. To protect allies with low health, you can activate defense on other characters.
I depart.
Unfortunately, our elf has fallen. Now, this fellow does not have the guard keyword. It's the only one that I can draw. So, he's only 1 attack, but he's 4 health. So I'll go ahead and put him out there.
In wandering, I find peace.
Now we have a spider on board. Alright, spider 2 health. Bilbo's power is he can steal 1 to 3 from Sauron. Or I can give the defense guard keyword. I think we'll put him on defense. Alright. Go ahead and take out that spider. Another one takes its place. And Bilbo's gonna attack. Oh, getting a lot of spiders out here. Enemies can also have the guard keyword too. It functions the same as it does with your characters. 2 more rounds to go. New round and upkeep. When units with the guard keyword ready during upkeep, they activate defense as a free action. Oh boy. Some units have the ranged keyword. Play Yarwolf to see how this functions. Alright, we're going to throw Yarwolf on the board.
Beware.
A unit with the ranged keyword ignores guard when attacking. Use Warwolf to ignore the spider guard and attack the Muck Adder instead.
What's before me?
There we go. Alright. What have we got left here? Alright, we're gonna knock out that spider. Oh, I have to attack the ones that have guard on them. That's rough. Alright.
He looks more like a grocer than a burglar.
And Bilbo.
I'll do the stinging.
Eyes of the Forest. Grant +1 to Sauron for each. I couldn't read that. And another forest spider. Fend off the creatures for 1 more round. One defense and a bat swarm. Some cards, like Yarwolf, are unique. This means that you can only have one copy of them in play at any time. If units have the flying keyword active, you cannot target them with melee attacks. However, you can use ranged attacks and other flying units. Use Yarwolf to defeat the Batstorm. So he can attack flying.
Run before me.
And the bats are gone. Well, they're not gone. Some units have the revenge keyword, which triggers an event when they are defeated. Alright. Those guys are still flying. So we are gonna attack the spider, knock him out. Sauron just played an enemy that can affect threat. This is a good time to learn about the threat and threat meter. Threat is a measure of the risk you face during a quest. Sauron directs more attention toward you as that number grows. If you reach 50 threat, your quest fails. Your starting threat is equal to the combined threat value from the 3 heroes you bring to the quest. You may right-click any one of your heroes to see that value in the top left corner. So Bilbo is 8 threat, Glowin is 11, Gimli is 10. Normally your starting threat is calculated at the start of the quest, but we'll do it now. During the quest, you gain 1 threat at the end of each round. Some cards like Spy of Shadows can add even more. The threat meter contains threat events, malicious effects that Sauron uses to harm or hinder you in your journey. Each triggers on upkeep the round after your threat level reaches the threat event value on the meter. Most quests have at least 3 threat events. Let's add some for you to look at and get an idea of what they're like. Alright. In the threat meter, click each of the threat events to view its details. Your quest fails if you reach 50 threats, so it's important to keep track of the total and control it when you can. Don't forget to defeat Spies of Shadows before the end of the round to avoid its extra threat. So the first threat event is Unexpected Company. The creatures before you are more than enough to occupy your attention, so the sudden arrival of yet another giant spider is like some cruel joke. You're definitely not amused. So it will automatically spawn a giant spider guard at 30. As if spiders weren't bad enough, thorny vines hide in the underbrush, tear through your clothing and draw blood. Worse still, the fresh crimson reinvigorates your foes and makes them strike with increasing ferocity. Deal 2 damage to up to 3 different random characters. And if we reach 44, each new step you take is harder than the last, as the unending scramble through rugged terrain saps your strength. Grant +1 power to cost player cards this round. Okay. So I have no way to kill that thing right now. I need to put out Yarwolf. But I can't because I don't have enough to do that with. Not good. Well, can't attack either one of those guys. So I'm gonna hit you for 3. Oh no! Glowin has fallen.
Lazy lob.
Eyes of the Forest. And the only thing I can do at this point is throw out the Veteran Axe Hand.
My axe swings too.
that. I can exhaust him. Oh. And put Gimli back into play. Growing darkness. Apply 2 progress to this. And another spider. When units have the guard keyword active, not only can't you make melee attacks on anyone else, you also can't engage any objectives. Getting rough. Oh! You've completed the goal of this location. Travel now to avoid the looming threat. Oh! Giant spider! If you don't travel promptly after completing a location goal, you draw Sauron's ire in the form of the looming threat, a locked hazard that produces an increasing amount of threat every round. You can't engage or resolve the looming threat. The best way to deal with it is to simply avoid it. Travel up before it happens. When you travel, any readied enemies can attack and end effects trigger, so it's a good idea to neutralize enemies and remove end effects before you travel. That giant spider is a problem. Use Werewolf to deal with it. Oh, Werewolf on the board. So we've got the giant spider. Is that him? Yeah. Since Werewolf made a ranged attack, the reciprocal damage from the giant spider's guard ability didn't trigger. Go ahead and play Woodland Courier.
I bring news from Rivendell.
You can use willpower for more than just engaging objectives. You can also use it to trigger fate events, miraculous effects that aid you on your quest. The fate meter shows any available fate events. Most quests have at least 3. Let's add one now for you to check out. Gain 1 daughter of the Nimrodel. The woodland realm is a place of peace within the otherwise foul borders of Mirkwood. The elves venture regularly from their sylvan home, patrolling the rest of the wood to offer protection and succor to all those who they meet. So you feel no small amount of relief when a daughter of the Nimrodel emerges noiselessly from the surrounding gloom. And she is basically a healer character. Alright. Let's what are we gonna do here? Triggering a fate event requires willpower. As an action, you can add a character's willpower to the fate meter. Let's try it now. To add this character's willpower value to the fate meter, either right-click the fate button or simply drag the character cameo to the fate meter. So we'll drag her over here. Exhausted units cannot have the flying active. While exhausted, these units land and can be attacked like any other target. This doesn't affect the character's fate score, but does exhaust them. This also counts as an action for your turn. You spent your previous turn adding willpower to the fate meter. Now let's use it to trigger the fate event. In the fate meter, click the River Daughter aid to open up the detail view, then confirm the trigger to this fate event. Triggering a fate event is a free action. You can still take a regular action. Go ahead and play the Daughter of the Nimberdale.
Do you hear the voice of Nimberdale?
Some cards have a special ability called a power. Use right-click to open Daughter of the Nimberdale for her details. She has the power to restore 2 health to 1 hero. The power is a unique ability that you can activate once per round. Right-click, then activate Daughter of the Nimberdale's power to heal a character. And Bilbo looks like he's in the worst shape, so we'll give him some benefits. Using power as an action exhausts this character unless the card text states otherwise. If you need resources to play more cards, Bilbo can steal them from Sauron. Let's do that.
Takes me back to my old days as a burglar.
So you'll see that he stole 3 resources from Sauron. You've completed the goal of this location. Travel now to avoid the looming threat. Sounds like a great idea.
The creature hesitated. It would have struck without mercy, had not that filthy dwarf been with Baggins. The creature feared the strength of dwarves. Fortunately, it knew of a safer way to snare its prey. For the creature had made friends in the forest over the years. It had learned their chittering tongue, and they'd helped each other in dark deeds. Noiselessly, under shadowed boughs, the creature slid off to plead with the lady of the nearby wood. Tasty flesh it would offer her. For himself, the creature desired only a tiny thing. A trinket, the smallest of things.
The final encounter. Here we go. Some fate and threat events only appear at a single location. Be on the lookout for them. They can make a big difference in how easily you progress through the location. To spot them on the meter, look for a reverse color scheme and a square black plate. Sometimes a location-specific event, specific threat event, will share position with a standard one. The two will overlap, but you can view them and play them separately. The majority of your cards belong to one of 4 spheres of influence. Each sphere has a particular area of emphasis. Leadership represents the ability to inspire and command others. This sphere focuses on gaining resources and playing allies. Leadership cards are a jack of all trades but master of none. Lore represents wisdom and specialized knowledge. This sphere focuses on healing characters, exhausting enemies, and managing your card draw. Lore cards have decent attack but low health. Spirit represents strength of will and aspects of the supernatural. This sphere focuses on managing threat, action manipulation, and building combos. Spirit cards have strong willpower but low attack. Tactics represents martial prowess and tactical skill. This sphere focuses on combat and managing direct damage. Tactic cards have strong attack and low willpower. Some player cards are neutral. They belong to no sphere of influence and can be included in any deck. Alright. So, we have a nest of snakes which we need to knock out. And kill some snakes in the process. We're almost up to twin adders. Good. So, let's see here. First thing I think we're going to do is go ahead and heal Bilbo again.
We're Reject.
And there went my Yarwolf. But that's okay, because we can replace it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put her 2 willpower to the nest there. She has fallen. Gimli can take out this snake before he does any damage. And we pick up a guard. Unfortunate. And we're going to go ahead and try to knock this out a little bit more.
Lazy lob.
Oh, one of them keeps Sauron. We should throw out our ranged. Another rock adder hits the board. Let's go ahead and knock out that nest while we can. Alright. Quest complete.
Fighting shoulder to shoulder with dwarves brought a familiar stirring to Bilbo's heart. He paused, remembering times and companions who were now only a memory. He sighed, breaking his own reverie. Suddenly and silently, Arwen strode onto the path. Behind her was another elf who Bilbo had not met before. The way they appeared suddenly unnerved Bilbo, but if the dwarves had any reaction, they kept it to themselves.
Greetings, friends,
She said.
This is Rossiel of the Woodland Realm.
What happened to Legolas?
Asked Bilbo. Arwen smiled, nodding her head.
The forest path has become unsafe. He carries word of this back to the Elven King.
We must make our way to Bjorn's Hall and report the same.
Glowin added.
Let us make haste.
Bilbo went to take up his pack, only to discover that it was missing.
Stars! I've misplaced my pack! And my sword as well! I must find them!
He fumbled subconsciously for the ring that he once wore around his neck, but was no longer there.
And that was the end of tutorial 2. Thank you so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you feel generous. And I hope you're looking forward to tutorial 3, Nuanced Concepts, which we'll be doing shortly. Thanks for watching.